So, dear student, good afternoon. As we discussing the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plant, so we have done that in this Morphology of Flowering Plant, that is root as well as stem. In that video, we have already discussed that root and root modification, stem and stem modification. After completion of these two important portions in the Morphology of Flowering Plant, next in this video, we are going to deal and discuss and to understand in a scientific manner. That is another very important portion of a plant, that is leaf. That is leaf. Okay. Commonly in botanical word, leaf is going to be called as a phylopodium. Phylopodium. Dear student, one thing you have to remember that leaf is called as in a botanical word phylopodium. Okay. So this is very important vegetative part of a plant when we consider a morphology of flowering plant. So when we see simple definition for a leaf is nothing but it is a lateral, flat, and green structure. Flat and green structure. Commonly, commonly, these are arise on stem or branches at nodal region. At the nodal region. So this is a common definition for a leaf. Okay. So it is on lateral, flat, green structure. Commonly these are arise on a stem or branches at a nodal region. That is called as a leaf. That is called as a leaf. Then what actually the importance of this leaf? The leaf is perform one chief function. There is a one nothing but very common. We are going to discuss about that detail in a next chapter, that is photosynthesis. The leaf is going to be perform very important thing, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Another important function of leaf is transpiration. Transpiration. Okay. So these are two important character of a leaf. Next, in all leaf, we are going to be see one common structure at the axial portion of a leaf. At a axial portion of leaf. Axial part of leaf, there is one bud-like structure. Bud structure is there. That is called as a axillary bud. That one is called as a axillary. Okay. So leaf is very important part in a botanical word. That one is called as a phylopodium. Okay. So simple definition for leaf is lateral, flat, green structure. Commonly these are arise on a stem or branch at a nodal region of stem and branch. That one is called as a leaf. Okay. The chief function, nothing but important function of leaf is photosynthesis and transpiration. Axial part of a leaf, there is a one bud-like structure. That one is called as a axillary bud. This is when we see superficially leaf, we are going to be see these common things. After completion of this one, the leaf have a different portion. When we discuss detail about this one, when someone want to know all portion of a leaf in a scientific manner, then you have to see the different portion. Now we are going to deal about those things. We'll see next. Okay. So in a leaf have a have three important parts. These parts are very important. Leaves have three important parts. One is one is leaf base. One is leaf base. Another one is petiole. Another one is petiole. Third one is lamina. Third one is lamina. In the botanical word, this leaf base is called as a hypopodium. Hypopodium. In botanical word, petiole is called as a mesopodium. Mesopodium. Next, lamina. There is very important portion of leaf that is called as a epipodium. Okay. So these three are an important portion in a leaf. These things are very important in a leaf. We are going to be discuss these three different portion diagrammatically in a next slide. We'll see that. Okay. So let's start. We'll draw the leaf structure. One typical leaf structure is there. Okay. Leaf structure. Okay. So here, as we studied in a definition in earlier class, only we have studied in a definition of a leaf. The leaves are going to be arise on a stem at a nodal region. We'll draw stem first. As our definition says, this is a stem. This is stem. Okay. On this stem, there is a nodal region. Okay. From this nodal region only, the leaf is going to be arise. This is one typical diagrammatic representation of leaf. This is a typical diagrammatic representation of leaf. Okay. So in this leaf, we commonly see that, okay, it is stem. This is stem. This is a stem. From this stem, from nodal region, this is called as a node. Okay. This portion of a leaf, it is called as a leaf base. As I told you, there is a three important portion in a leaf. The first one is leaf base, or you can call this one as a hypopodium. Hypo. Okay. Next, another second important portion of a leaf, that one is called as a mesopodium. Mesopodium, or you can call this one as a petiole. Commonly, this one is called as a petiole. In a leaf, the holding portion, the leaf, we are going to be hold one structure that is called as a petiole. Next, another very important portion that is called as a lamina. This flattens green structure that is called as a lamina. That is called as a lamina, or you can call this one as a epipodium. So dear student, there is three important portion. One is leaf base, another one is petiole, or you can call this one as a mesopodium. A third one is lamina, or you can call that one as a epipodium. Except these things, we are going to be see some another important parts are there. We should know about those things also. Okay. When we see lamina of a leaf, there is one large vein in a center. There is one large vein which is going to be arise through the petiole, that is called as a midrib. Okay, that is called as a midrib. This main vein is called as a midrib. You can call midrib, or you can call this one as a main vein. Main vein. Okay. After this one, from this main vein, there is another veins are. arise from this main vein, there is still reticulate structures are arise, vein like structure, those are called as a veinlets, those are called as a veinlets. Okay, and this leaf, typical portion of a leaf, the top portion of leaf, this pine like structure, this cone like structure, that is called as a apex of a leaf, that is called as a apex of leaf. And margin of leaf, that is called as a the edge portion of a leaf, that is called as a margin, that is called as a margin. Okay, so these are very important portion. Except these things, there is another structure we used to commonly see at a axial portion. This is a stem, this is petiole. In between stem and petiole, there is one angle that is called as a axil. Okay, there is one bud like structure that is called as a axillary bud, that is called as a axillary bud. Okay, below the leaf base, just below the leaf base, there is another leaf like structure, there is another leaf like structure that is called as a stipule, that is called as a stipule. These are important different portion of a leaf. Okay, in these we are going to be discuss about leaf base, second one is petiole, third one is lamina in detail in manner. In a next slide we'll see that. Okay, so next I'm going to take next slide. So see here, the first important portion of a leaf, the first important part or portion of leaf, that one is called as a, that one is called as a leaf base, leaf, or in a botanical terminology, that one is called as a hypopodium, hypo. So let's start about understanding of a leaf base. So in this, in this leaf base, as we are going to be discuss here, we have to understand that leaf base is nothing but it is connection, it is connection between, it is connection between petiole and stem. Okay, it is connection between petiole and stem, it is called as a leaf base. This leaf base is in some plant, in some plant, swollen in manner, swollen. That particular swollen structure in some plant is called as a pulvinous, pulvinous. Okay, in which plant actually this leaf base is become swollen, leaf base is, leaf base is become swollen means, the example for that one is, example for that one is Acacia and Mimosa. Mimosa. We'll see diagrammatically how actually the leaf base is become swollen. Okay. As now only we have discussed, this is a stem. Okay. From this stem, nodal region leaf is going to be arise. Okay. So in Mimosa and Acacia, we are going to be see leaf structure are like this. Leaf structures are like this. Okay, leaf structures are like this. When we see the leaf base of these mimosa and acacia, the basal portion of leaf is become somewhat bulbous or swollen, or this one is called as a swollen. This is nothing but pulvinous. This is nothing but a pulvinous condition. This is called nothing but pulvinous. What actually the morphological importance of this pulvinous is nothing but here the importance of pulvinous, which is going to be help in a sleepy movement. Okay, help in sleepy movement of, okay, when leaf is going to be shows movement in a sleepy manner, at that time it is going to be help, that helping structure, that bulbous structure, that swollen structure is called as a pulvinus. That swollen structure is called as a pulvinus. So, and when we see at a monocots, next slide we'll see, in a monocots, especially in a monocots, monocots, this leaf base is, this leaf base is, this leaf base is convert themselves into flatten and sheath like structure. Here the leaf base is like a, like flatten, flatten and sheath in form, sheath in form, sheath in form. Okay, so we'll see diagrammatically how actually this leaf base is formed in a sheath. Okay, commonly took example as a saccharum officinarum or our sorghum. Okay, at that morphological structure of those type of plant, nothing but commonly monocot plant, they are going to be show leaf like this. Okay, they have a leaf like this. Okay, when we see bottom of these leaf, they are going to be show their petiole, sorry, there is petiole is absent, and here the basal portion of leaf is going to be become flattened like this, they become flattened. Okay, here the petiole is, here the basal portion of leaf is, here the basal portion of leaf is become sheath in form, sheath in form. Okay, so this is commonly we are going to be see in a monocot leaves. Okay, next there is another important structure. This is a stem axis, this is stem na, okay, this is stem axis, and this leaf, there is another tongue like structure which is present in a leaf and this stem axis, that is called as a ligule, that is called as a ligule. Okay, how to write here, there is another important structure, that is ligule. Ligule is nothing but which is present in between, between leaf and stem axis, a tongue like structure, like tongue like structure, that is called as a ligule. Okay, so this is a very first important portion of a leaf. Next we'll see second important part of a leaf, that is nothing but a petiole, that is nothing but petiole. The second important part of leaf is petiole. Petiole. As you people know, in a botanical terminology, this petiole is called as a mesopodium. Mesopodium. Meso. Dear student, now we have discussed leaf base. Now we are going to be discussing that petiole. Petiole you can call this one as a mesopodium. In petiole, what actually the petiole is nothing but a stalk-like structure. A stalk-like structure in a leaf. A stalk-like structure in leaf is called as petiole. Is called as, okay, it is a stalk-like structure which can help in a holding of a leaf, that is called as a petiole. After this, in this petiole we have to understand another important modification, those are nothing but in some plant these petiole is convert into these petiole convert or modified themselves into bulbous bulbous spongy bulbous and spongy, that is in a that is in a ecornea that is in a ecornea. Okay, in a ecornea plant, okay, in ecornea plant petiole is going to be modified themselves into bulbous and spongy. In a orange, when we see petiole of a orange, in a orange plant, orange, or you can call this one as a citrus family, citrus group of plant, the petiole is going to be convert themselves into petiole petiole modified themselves into winged in form, or it is going to be form in the form of a wing like structure. Okay, wing like pt. Okay, we'll see diagrammatically how actually they are going to be look. Okay, you can see any time in a citrus or orange plant, we'll get to know what actually the petioles are looks. They are looking like this. Okay, this structure is called as a it is stem. Okay, it is stem. Okay, it is called as a wing petiole. It's called as a wing. Okay, this is about a orange or citrus plant. There is another important terminology and important modification which has been mentioned in our NCERT. That is nothing but that is nothing but phyllodes. That is nothing but phyllodes. What actually the phyllodes is nothing but phyllodes is nothing but it is one type of modification. It is one type of modification in a leaf. Modification in leaf. Modification in leaf. Here there is one example, that is nothing but Australian. That is nothing but Australian acacia. Okay, in an Australian acacia plant, the petiole is going to be convert themselves into flat leaf like structure. Flat leaf like structure, that is called as a that particular modified structure is called as a phyllodes. That particular modified structure is called as a phyllodes. We'll see that one in a diagrammatically how actually it is looks in a picture form. Okay, so as we know, this is a stem. From this stem only petiole is going to be arise. Okay, here in a Australian acacia, the petiole is going to be convert themselves into leaf like structure. This is like this. Okay, on this we are going to be see the compound leaves. Compound leaf like this. Okay, this type of arrangement in Australian acacia is called as a phyllodes. It is called as a phyllodes. This is all about a second important portion of a leaf, that is nothing but a petiole. Next we'll see a third important part of leaf, that is called as a lamina. That is called as a lamina. Third important part of leaf, that is called as a lamina. Okay, as I said you earlier classes, lamina have another botanical name, that is called as a epipodium. That is called as a epipodium. Okay, so let's see the detail about lamina. This lamina is very important part in a leaf. The lamina is very important. Flatten. Okay, very important. Flatten green portion. Green portion. Green portion of plant is called as lamina. Okay. So this in this lamina, you can call this one as a in a lamina. It is very important portion. Lamina is commonly called as a leaf. Okay, so this is very important portion. The group of leaf, the group of leaf which are present on a plant togetherly called as a togetherly called as phylum. Togetherly called as phylum. Okay, this is all about three important portion of leaf. Hope you people got about a clear understanding of. Next we are going to be talk about types of leaf. Types of leaf. So on the basis of a leaf, to understand leaf, what actually the leaf, how actually leaves are going to be formed, to study this leaf in a systematic manner, the scientist, the botanist have been classified these leaf into two main categories. So those two main categories are nothing but, one is simple leaf, another one is compound leaf. Another one is compound. One is simple leaf, another one is compound leaf. We'll understand what actually the simple leaf and what actually meaning of a compound leaf. So when we see the definition or meaning of a simple leaf, to understand a simple leaf, what actually the simple leaf means? Are simple leaves are those type of leaves which which are which are having in season or in season is absent. I have got extract. So dear student, actual meaning of a simple leaf is, simple leaf here, the meaning of simple leaf is nothing but these leaves are entire or incised, entire or incised, but in season do not touch the midrib, is called simple leaf. To understand this one, the leaves are very simple. In a simple leaf, those look like this. They are entire. There is no incisions. If incision is there in many simple leaf, there are a incision, but it is not touch with the midrib. But it is not touch with the midrib. This is midrib. Okay, this is entire leaf. This is entire leaf. Okay, this is incised leaf. incised leaf. Okay, this is entire leaf, this is incised leaf. Okay, so if incision is touches to the midrib, then it will become compound leaf. So this is about a simple. Next we will see what actually the compound leaf. Okay, so next is compound leaf. As name is indicating, compound, actually the meaning of compound, this word here has been arise from a complex. The leaf itself becomes somewhat complex compared to the simple leaf. That's why it is called as a compound leaf. Okay, so when we see the simple meaning or definition for this one means, so it will explain like this. Okay, here the leaves are leaves are incised. Leaves are incised, and incision is and incision is touches to the touches to the midrib, midrib, midrib or petiole, midrib or petiole. Here leaf are incised and incision is touches to the midrib or petiole. That's why leaflets are formed. Leaflets are formed. These type of leaf are called compound leaf. These type of leaves are called compound leaf. Okay. So how means I'm going to be explain you with a one small diagrammatic manner. Okay. So in commonly we used to see this is a leaf. Okay. In this leaf it is a midrib. Okay. It is entire leaf. Now it is called as a simple leaf. In a evolutionary history, this simple leaf become like this. This is midrib, this is petiole. Okay, so this incision of leaf is going to be touches with the midrib. The incision of leaf is going to be touches with the midrib. This is how the incisions are going to be entirely touches to the midrib. Then leaflets are formed. Leaflets are formed. Okay, so this type of leaves are called as a compound leaf. This type of leaves are called as a compound leaf. So this is the actual meaning of compound leaf. So next we'll understand in this compound leaf there is two types, which are though we'll see in the next slide. So in a compound leaf there is a two type. Compound leaves, in a compound leaves there is two types. Okay, which are those? There is a two type of compound leaves. One is, there is a two type of compound leaf. One is palmately compound leaf. Compound leaf. One is palmately compound leaf. Another one is pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound. Okay. So in this palmately compound leaf, there is another few types. Those are nothing but unifoliate, unifoliate or bifoliate, okay, or trifoliate and tetrafoliate and multifoliate. Okay, these again further when we see the types in a palmately compound leaf, there is 5 types: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. When we see the palmately compound leaf, it is also have some types. Those are nothing but unipinnate, unipinnate, okay, or bipinnate, or tripinnate, or decompound. These four are types in a pinnately compound leaf. We'll see one by one how, what actually the meaning of these type of leaf, how these things are going to be understand. Okay, we'll see whole explanation about this one in a next slide. Okay, so first we are going to be understand about a palmately compound leaf. Palmately compound leaf. So here in palmately compound leaf, the palmately compound leaf is going to be explained simply. The leaflets, the leaflets are arise from arise from common point, common point, or petiole, or petiole, or you can write tip of a petiole. That type of leaves are called leaves are called palmately compound leaf. So that is nothing but, so we'll understand how actually palmately compound leaves are going to be looks. Okay, so this is a petiole. Okay, or on the tip of petiole, number of leaflets are going to be arise like this. This is one leaflet. This is another leaflet. This is third. This is fourth. This is fifth. This is how leaflets are going to be arise from a common point. From common point. This type of leaves are called as a palmately compound. Okay, as we discussed earlier, palmately compound leaf also have a types. We'll see those types in the next slides. Okay, so in a palmately compound leaf, the first type is unifoliate. Unifoliate. Unifoliate palmately compound leaf. For this, there is an example that is nothing but a lemon, lemon or orange. When we see the lemon and orange leaf, they are looks like this. This is a petiole. Okay, so on this petiole, it is a leaf. This is main midrib. Say they are going to be show complete up to the midrib incision. Okay, the lemon and orange leaves are looking like this. There is only one leaf, that's why this is called as a unifoliate. Next type of palmately compound leaf is, second type of palmately compound leaf is bipinnate. Bipinnate. Bipinnate compound leaf. Here in this bipinnate compound leaf, we commonly see that the example for this one is bignonis. Bignonis. Yes, Bignonis. Okay, there is one plant that's name is Bignonis. Okay, so when we see the leaf of a Bignonis, it will shows leaf like this. Bipinnate na. Bi means two. On a tip of a petiole. On a tip of petiole, it is going to be shows two leaves with two leaflets which are going to be arise from a common tip. Okay, this type of leaves are called as a bipinnate leaf. Bipinnate. This is comes under a compound leaf only. Next, third one is next after this one there is third type of compound leaf is, we'll see in the next slide. Third type of compound leaf is tripinnate, tri trifoliate, trifoliate. Okay, how to do here? Here somewhat correction is there. So this is not a bifoliate, not a pinnate. It is foliate. So second type of compound leaf is bifoliate. Bifoliate. Okay. So bifoliate example is bignonos. Okay. So this is a type of leaf. Okay. So next third type of compound leaf is trifoliate. Third type of compound leaf is trifoliate. Trifoliate compound leaf. Here the leaf modified like this. The tip of petiole is going to be produced three leaflets. Three leaflets. So this is called as a trifoliate. This is called as a trifoliate. Trifoliate compound. Next is the fourth type is tetrafoliate. So for the trifoliate, there is one example that is nothing but trifolium. There is nothing but trifolium is an example for that one. Next is the fourth type of compound leaf is tetrafoliate. Tetrafoliate. The fourth type of compound leaf is tetrafoliate. We'll see how actually it looks tetrafoliate in a diagrammatic manner. This is petiole. On the tip of petiole, the four leaves are going to be arise. Okay, this is called as a tetrafoliate leaf. So these types of leaf are called as a tetrafoliate leaf. Okay, tetrafoliate leaf. So the example for this one is Marsilia. Example for this one is Marsilia. When we see the Marsilial leaf arrangement, that is called as a tetrafoliate type, and that will comes under a compound leaf. In this compound leaf, it is also palmately. Compound leaf is multifoliate. Multifoliate compound leaf. In this, the petiole have more than four leaves. The petiole have more than four leaves. That type of arrangement, that type of modification in a leaf is called as a multifoliate multifoliate palmately compound. So example for this one is bombox. The common name is silk cotton tree, silk cotton tree. In that we can see this multifoliate leaf. So up to here we have completed palmately compound leaf. There is another compound leaf, another second type of compound leaf. That one is called as a pinnately compound leaf. That one is called as a second type of compound leaf, that is pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound pinnately compound leaf. So here in this pinnately compound leaf, for to understand the meaning of a pinnately compound leaf means, the pinnately compound leaves are nothing but the leaves, the leaf midrib, midrib possess, the leaf midrib possess leaflets, leaflets. That leaflets, that is called as a, that is called as ratches or ratches. Okay, we'll see diagrammatically how actually it is. Okay, so this is a leaf midrib. Okay, it is now become ratchy. Okay, why? Because it is going to be produce a secondary axis, secondary axis, secondary axis. On this secondary axis we'll see leaflets, leaflets. We are seeing leaflets, secondary axis. Okay, this is somewhat complex. Okay, this is somewhat complex. So here this is one type of complex pinnately compound leaf, and another common pinnately compound leaf is nothing but on a ratches. Here midrib is going to be converted into ratchy. On ratches, leaflets are going to be arise like this, single leaves. Okay, so these are nothing but a pinnately compound leaf. Okay, here on a ratches, leaflets are going to be present. Okay, so here in this palmately compound leaf also have a types. Palmately compound leaf also have a type. There is a unipinnate, unipinnate. Okay, next is bipinnate, pinnate. Okay, next is tripinnate. Okay, third one is decompound. Okay, these are the four type of pinnately compound leaf. We'll understand what actually the unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate and decompound. Okay, so we'll see in the next slide. So the first one is that is unipinnate compound, nothing but pinnately compound leaf. Okay, how actually this is looks means, in a unipinnate compound leaf, the leaf midrib is going to be converted into rachis. On these rachis there is a leaflets are going to be arise. This is how leaflets are going to be arise. Okay, so this type of leaves are called as a unipinnate. In this unipinnate, you can write here definition on a rachis. Here midrib possess leaflets, lets, that is called called rachis. Rachi. Okay, rachis. Okay, if the unipinnate leaf or top of leaf is not having any leaf, means that is called as a peripinnate. That is called as a peripinnate. If example for this one is Acacia and Tamarindus. Example for this one is Acacia and Tamarindus, where we can't see on a compound leaf here on top there is a absence of leaf. There is a absence of leaf. Only midrib is there. Okay. There is another type of unipinnate leaf where apex of leaf, these are leaflets. Okay, these are leaflets. Here apex also or tip also have one leaf. That type of leaf is called as a imparipinnate. Imparipinnate. These all are comes under a pinnately compound leaf. Example for this one is Hazardi recta. Hazardi recta. Common name is neem. So this is a unipinnate. This is first one type of a pinnately compound leaf. Next is second type of pinnately compound leaf is that is bipinnate. That is bipinnate. That is bipinnate compound leaf. Bipinnate compound. Here the leaf rachis is considered as a primary axis. This rachis is going to be produce secondary axis. This is a secondary axis. Okay. Here the rachis itself is considered as a primary axis. Okay. This rachis is going to be produce secondary axis. This rachis is going to be produced secondary axis. On secondary axis we are going to be see leaflets. Okay, on this we are going to be see leaflets. So this type of leaves are called as a bipinnate compound leaf. Okay, so for example this one is Delanox is a plant. It is example for that. Next is tripinnate compound leaf. Next is tripinnate compound leaf. We'll see in a next slide. That is tripinnate compound. So the tripinnate compound leaf is here. The rachis is going to be produced secondary axis. Secondary axis is going to be produced tertiary axis. How actually we'll see. Okay. Rachis produce secondary axis. Okay. Secondary axis is going to be produced tertiary axis. On this tertiary axis, we are going to be see leaflets. Leaflets. This type of leaves are called as a tripinnate compound leaf. We'll see diagrammatically how actually these are going to be looks. Okay, this is primary axis. Okay, these are going to be produced secondary axis. Okay, these secondary axis are going to be produced tertiary axis. These are tertiary axis. On this tertiary axis, leaflets are there. On this tertiary axis, leaflets are there. On this tertiary axis, leaflets are there. This type of leaf modification, this type of leaf is called as a tripinnate compound leaf. Tripinnately compound. Okay. So this is type of tripinnate compound leaf. Next, another type is there, that is called as a D compound. D compound. Another type of leaf, pinnately compound leaf is there, that is called as a tripinnate compound leaf, where secondary and tertiary axis are not going to be shuffle in a well-in manner. They are not going to be distribute in a clear manner. That is called as a decompound. Okay, so how actually means, the main axis is there, on this axis is there, from that leaves are going to be arise like this. We can't distinguish how actually the leaves are going to be looks. Okay, so those type of leaves, okay, we can't distinguish which one is secondary axis, which one is tertiary axis, and which one are leaflets. Okay, this type of arrangement we are commonly see in a coriander, okay, and parthenium. So this is all about a type of leaf. Now we are going to be discuss about venation. There is another important concept in a leaf, that is venation. We'll see that. Venation. What do you mean by venation? Okay, so venation is nothing but arrangement of veins and veinlets on a lamina. That is called as a venation. Arrangements of arrangement of arrangement of veins and veinlets on lamina is called venation. Okay, is called venation. On lamina, leaves are going to be shows venation. That type of arrangement is called as a venation. There is a main two type of venation. Those venations are nothing but, first venation is reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. Okay. Second one is parallel venation. Venation. Parallel venation. So, what actually the reticulate venation, what actually the parallel venation, we'll see diagrammatically in the next slide. Okay. So, here the first type of reticulate venation means reticulate venation. Reticulate venations, nothing but, here in a leaf, we'll draw one typical example for a leaf. Okay, in this leaf, this is a lamina portion. Okay, so on this leaf there is one main vein. Okay. From this main vein secondary veins are going to be arise. Okay. Okay. From these secondary veins, tertiary veins are going to be arise. These are called as a veinlets. These are called as a veinlet. When we see these veinlets are going to be arising from one, so by they are forming on a web-like sir and network-like structure. Web-like or web-like or web-like or a network like, it is called as a reticulate venation. Web-like or network-like arrangement of veins veins is called reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. Okay, so this is about a reticulate venation. We'll see next another type of venation, that is called as a parallel venation. Before start parallel venation, we'll see example for a reticulate venation. What actually NCERT has been mentioned example for reticulate venation means, first one is, first type of reticulate venation we used to see in a dicotyledons. Any dicotyledons, dicotyledonous plants. Okay, so all dicotyledon, maximum dicotyledons plants are going to be shows this reticulate type of venation. Okay, we'll understand next another type of venation, that is called as a parallel venation. That is called as a parallel venation. Parallel venation. So what actually this parallel venation means? Here, as we studied in a reticulation venation, they are going to be form a network-like structure on a lamina. Here, in this parallel venation, on leaf, veins are going to be formed. Veins are arranged in parallel to each other. Each other. Okay, veins are arranged in a parallel to each other on a on lamina of leaf, that is called as a parallel. We'll see that one in a diagrammatically. So this is main vein. Okay, from the leaf is going to be formed like this. Okay, okay. So here we see like this. This is a parallel venation. This type of leaves are called as a parallel venation. So here veinlets are parallel to each other. That is called as a parallel venation. Example for this one is all monocots. All monocots are shows parallel venation. This much is clear now. Okay. So next is in a leaf we have completed type of leaf. We have completed venation. Okay. Next we are going to be see another important topic related to the leaf only. That is phyllotaxy. We'll see that one. Okay. So what actually the phyllotaxy means? To understand phyllotaxy, phyllotaxy. As you people know about a taxonomy, okay, so like that only it is a phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is nothing but arrangement of leaf on branch or stem. Okay, that is called as a phyllotaxy. How actually, in which manner they are going to be arranged? Okay, to study about that one, that is called as a phyllotaxy. Okay, arrangement of arrangement of leaves on stem or branches. Arrangement of leaf on stem or branch, that is called phyllotaxy. That is called phyllotaxy. Okay. So there is a three type of phyllotaxy commonly in your NCERT. They have mentioned. There is many more types are there, but in your NCERT they have mentioned only three. One is alternate type of phyllotaxy. Okay. Another one is opposite type of phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy. Another one is opposite phyllotaxy. So third one is there is third one phyllotaxy is that is whorl type of phyllotaxy. Whorl phyllotaxy. We'll understand what actually the alternate type of phyllotaxy, opposite type of phyllotaxy, and whole type of phyllotaxy one by one. Let's start to understand the first type of phyllotaxy, that is alternate type of phyllotaxy. Okay, so let me draw this alternate type of phyllotaxy. Right, phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy. Okay, so here alternate type of phyllotaxy, when we see branch or stem, okay, this is considered as a branch or stem. On these branches there is a node now. Okay, node and internodes are there. From one node, one leaf is going to be arise. That type of leaf, that type of arrangement of leaf is called as a alternate type of phyllotaxy. Okay, see here how actually means this is one leaf. Okay, second leaf is going to be from here. Third leaf is going to be from here. Fourth leaf is going to be arise from here. Fifth leaf is going to be arise from here. Sixth leaf is going to be arise from here. So seventh is from here. Like this, and these leaves are alternate to each other. These leaves are alternate to each other. This is alternate to this one. This is alternate to this one. The arrangement on a branch, the leaves are going to be arranged like a alternate form, and the leaves are going to be arise at only one leaf at a one lead, one node, that is called as alternate type of phyllotaxy. So for this one, examples are as your NCERT mentioned. One is China rose. One is China rose. Another one is sunflower, and another one is mustard. Okay, you can see this type of phyllotaxy in mustard, China rose, and sunflower. Okay, and another important type of phyllotaxy we'll see in the next slide. That is opposite type of phyllotaxy. That is opposite. Second type of phyllotaxy, that is opposite type of phyllotaxy. Okay, let me draw that one. Okay, so how actually opposite arrangement, opposite type of phyllotaxy will look. Okay, we'll see this one as when we consider this one as a branch or stem. Okay, on this it is node, it is node, it is node. These dot like structures are considered as a node. Okay, from one nodal region, two leaves are going to be arise, and those are opposite to each other like this. Two leaves are going to be arise, and they are opposite to each other like this. They are opposite to each other. This is called as a opposite type of, this is called as a example. This is opposite type of phyllotaxy. Okay, phyllotaxy. Okay, opposite type of phyllotaxy examples are as your NCERT mentioned. One is guava, and guava. Another one is calotropis. Okay. In this plant, you can see opposite type of phyllotaxy. Okay. Next, we'll see the third type of phyllotaxy, that is called as a whorl type. The third type of phyllotaxy is whole type of phyllotaxy. Whole type of phyllotaxy. We'll see that one. Okay. When we see diagrammatically how actually in this whole type of phyllotaxy leaves are going to be arranged on a branch means at a one nodal region. This one considered as a branch or stem. On this nodes are there. Okay. So still now we have studied from one nodal region, one leaf or two leaves are going to be arise. But this is somewhat special condition where more than two leaves are going to be arise from a one nodal region. More than two leaves like this. More than two leaves are going to be arise from a one nodal region. So this is what we are going to be called as a whorl type of phyllotaxy. Example for this one, as your NCERT mentioned, example for this one, as NCERT mentioned, Alastonia. The Alastonia plant is best example for this one. So except that one silk cotton plant also there. So there is many more example, but as your NCERT mentioned, this is Alastonia. Okay. So next is, so as we have completed the third type of phyllotaxy, that is whole type of phyllotaxy. Hope you all people understood. Next, another topic is there, and it is very important, and it is also related to the leaf only. That is nothing but modification of leaf. We'll see how actually leaves are going to be modified. Okay. So let me draw the heading, that is, let me write heading, that is modification of leaf. Modification of leaves. So usually we know that leaves are going to be perform only uh, main function is that photosynthesis and transpiration, as we have studied. Okay, but apart from a photosynthesis, leaf is going to be perform another function also by modifying itself, that is called as a modification of leaf. How means, we'll see. Okay, so in a leaf modification, leaves are modified themselves to perform other functions, other functions, other functions as climbing, climbing, okay, and defense, defense, storage of food, of food, like this. Okay, apart from a photosynthesis, leaf is going to be perform these different type of functions, climbing, defense, and storage of food by modifying themselves. Those are called as a modification of leaf. So the very first one, to understand how actually leaf is going to be help in a climbing. Okay, so in many plants like a pea, example is in a pea plant, as your NCERT mentioned, in a pea plant, leaves are going to be modified themselves. Okay, this one is considered as a stem of a pea plant. On this, we are going to be see leaves are there. Leaves are there. Okay, so except from these leaves, some leaves are going to be convert themselves into tendril-like structure. Okay, leaves are going to be convert here tendrils. Okay, tendrils. Okay, this is main modification. These tendrils are help in climbing. These tendrils are help in climbing as in pea plants. Next, another type of modification is there, that is for a defense. Okay, we'll see in the next slides. Okay, so there is another type of modification. Here leaves are modified into spines. Okay, leaves are going to be modified into in the form of a spine. So why means to provide defense. Okay, to provide defense. Okay, this type of arrangement we used to see in cactus. Okay, xerophytic cactus. Okay, we'll see diagrammatically how actually some cactus are looks. Okay, this is one cactus where the leaves are going to be converted into a small pine like structures. Okay, these are spines now. So this is how it is going to be give protection, and another type of cacti is there. On that also, leaves are going to be converted into spines, which are going to be your protection and defense. This is another type of leaf modification. So we have studied now climbing and protection, nothing but defense. Next, another type of leaf modification is there, where leaves are going to be modified themselves into thick structure to store food. Okay, so leaf modified into thick and store food. Here, in this type of leaf modification, leaves are going to be modified into thick and they are going to be store food. Okay, for example, as your NCERT mentioned, there is a two example. Those are nothing but one is onion, another one is garlic. These two are a best example for storage leaf. These are a leaf modification where they are going to be performed storage. We'll see how actually onions are going to be store the food. When we see onion, so onion have a leaf like structure. These are roots. Okay, so there is a layer and layer inside the onion. Layer by layer arrangement is there, so many more layers are there. Those are nothing but leaf only. Okay, and those leaves only we are going to be used as a food. That's why it is considered as a storage of. Okay, in as in onion, garlic also they have a small structures which are called as a garlic. Okay, so they are going to be store food. That is also example as a storage of. Okay, so this type of arrangement we are going to be see in a modification of leaf. Except these things, there is another type of modification as we have studied earlier classes. That is Australian acacia. Australian Australian acacia. Okay, in Australian acacia already we have studied. What actually happen in Australian acacia plant means the leaves of Australian acacia, they are going to be uh, reduce very soon. Okay, they are going to be obsessed very soon. Obsession will be happen. That's why the remaining photosynthesis activity is going to be performed by a petiole. The petiole itself convert into a flat green structure. That is one type of modification of leaf that is going to be performed photosynthesis. Okay, we'll see how means. Okay, this is one stem. It is Australian acacia stem. From that, the leaves are going to arise like this. These are two compound leaf. Okay, so these are, you can call this one a pinnately compound leaf. These are going to be uh, these are going to be lose their capacity and they will get obsession. So then they are here, the petiole itself become expand, the petiole itself become expand like this, the petiole itself become expand in a green structure, and it is going to be perform photosynthesis. Okay, so this is called as a another type of modification, another type of modification. Okay, this is another type of modification in Australian acacia. So this is how uh, and accept these things in a pitcher plant. Okay, in a pitcher plant. Okay, leaves are going to be leaves leaves are modified by to trap insect. Okay, they are going to be modify themselves into uh, a bag like structure, pouch like structure to trap the insects. Okay, so and venus fly also, in a venus fly, in a venus fly plant also, in venus fly they are going to be modify themselves into to trap the insect. Okay, so this is how leaf is going to be shows a different type of modification in its structure. That's why it is going to be perform beyond its primary function, it is going to be perform another function also. So this is all about leaf. So we have completed successfully about leaf, neat points as well as many more things. So hope you people have got this one. We'll see next in a next class. Thank you so much.